Hey there, this is Matt Petrowski for ISO FileMaker Magazine, always teaching you more about FileMaker. And in this video, I'm showing you how I actually prefer myself to set up the connection in order to show and hide the AgenticFM chat window. So let's go into layout mode. So in layout mode on this, pretty much what I do is I simply just create a single icon, and then I can put that icon into the UI anywhere where I want. Now I've got a number of different icons here that have been added into this file. I'll go up here. I will show the FileMaker toolbar. I go to the buttons menu. I click to add a new button. I then choose an icon, and then whatever the icon is, if I like to use, I don't have a robot in here, but let me show you a really cool way to get a robot. If I go up to my recent applications, I will open one called Elemental SVG, and we'll take a look at that. All right, thanks for giving me the opportunity to showcase a really cool database that is done by Daniel Wood over at Weetbix. It's called Elemental SVG. If you ever want an icon in FileMaker, this is pretty much the only way that I get and use icons now. I shouldn't say the only way. There's my original way where I'll use the sketch application, etc. But nowadays, there's so many open source icon sets that you can use, and Daniel has already processed a lot of them, making them completely viable and available within FileMaker. This happens to be a FileMaker website, which you don't even, excuse me, it is a FileMaker. Let's go into layout mode, see if Daniel's got that. There we go. You can see that this is a web viewer right there. There's our globe. This is the Elemental SVG website within a FileMaker file. So I'm in a FileMaker file. It keeps me in FileMaker. Notice that I never move in or out of FileMaker. So I always have this file available to me so that I can just quickly get icons. I wanted a robot icon. You can filter these icon sets. Like if I only want this one, if I only want to work with these sets, it will then filter on these. It's absolutely wonderful. I'll just leave the icon set selected. I go in here and I just type robot. There's a number of them. Here is a very familiar one that you're going to see on a lot of them. Let's take this little guy right there. I like him. I click that. I click copy as button right there, and that should be on my clipboard. I come over here. I paste. I've got the robot. The only reason I did that was so that I could get the icon into FileMaker's layout, which added it into the file, so that I can double-click my original button and then just select the robot right there. I've got the robot now, and I just say single step. With that single step, all I have to do is use one set field. I'll just type a set field here, or excuse me, set variable, not set field, Matt. It does not matter what this is called. In fact, most of the times when it's called nothing that I care about, I just use $! And the only thing I need to do is call AGFM _ open. And that's it right there. With that little guy on my desktop now, and of course I can make this, let's make him a little bit bigger right here. I like a really big icon guy. That's chopping him off because of the this is the FileMaker 26 new inspector thing, which I'm not quite used to and not very pleased with. I have a mental model of all my 4 different areas, and they command key between 1 and 2 and 3. But now I have to go between 1 and 2 and figure out what it is. Anyway, I won't take the time to do that. I get rid of this original button. Thank you, Elemental SVG, for being able to let me get that in really quickly. You can use the website, what have you. In fact, in another video, I'll show you how I actually just embed the Elemental SVG website into a web viewer in my FileMaker file, and I don't even need to open a separate file. In fact, I'm thinking about putting that into the plugin and making it so easy so that the plugin is right there. But with this here, I will sometimes take the time to use the hide object when, and of course on this we're going to basically say that it can only be full access. Get privilege set, get account privilege set name does not equal, and then we'll put in full access right there. And that should evaluate. Because I have the monkey bread plugged in right there, I can do that. So you can see I can get the immediate evaluation right there of let's say equals right there. We'll switch it, make sure it works in reverse. There we go. I don't know what happened there. The monkey bread is getting cut off where it's no longer showing that when I drag that out. But if it does not equal full access, then I'll just hide that. And I can put that right on the layout now. So with that on the layout, of course, I can now activate and deactivate the panel anytime that I want. I just click it and the panel comes up. I, of course, can close it. I can activate it and hide it right there. And it makes it an easy way to get that in. And of course, this will not show for any other users other than full access. And that's the way that I prefer to put that in. Of course, if you have a startup script, if we go into the scripts, and I'll look at this particular file's script triggers, admin, fine, go for it now. Okay, fine. Oh boy. File open is the name of the file in this, so I will just go to file open, and there it is right there, being run with full access. Interesting. If I want the chat window to always be open, a good place to put that is on your startup script right here. So down at the very bottom, just before the exit, I can actually put in AGFM, and you can see it's right there, open chat. And so that script step right there is going to actually open the chat window. You call it again, and it should close the chat window. But again, like I say, my preferred method is not necessarily through the script step. And while I gave you both, I just like to use the function because I can put the button on the layout in order to do that right there. And probably what I should do is maybe think about adding in a menu. You can create a custom menu if you want that also calls the AgenticFM and loads that up. But that's how I prefer to actually have the AgenticFM access to the chat window.